Welcome back to the shrine. We got a couple handlebars today. As you can see, a friend dropped off his handlebars from his motorcycle. He's got a 2007 Aprilia Tuono 1000R, and his issue is that the original handlebar is sticking backwards too much. So I'll try to illustrate it. So it's coming back too much this way. So he went ahead and he bought another one, and you can see this one has a different angle. So that one is pointing back too much and this one is more forward. Now the issue is that the original one has these threaded inserts at the end, and you can see this thread's cut into the aluminum handlebar, and the new one doesn't have this feature. Now he's a serious guy. He likes his streamers. I'm assuming these are streamers being attached here, so on both sides it's showing, you know, the actual speed. So I told him, you know, I can help him out and drill and tap the holes for him. So we went ahead, measured the thread size. This is M18 by 1.5, and he went ahead and ordered a set of taps. So made in China, courtesy of Amazon, M18 by 1.5. So you can see this is a regular hand tap, and then this is a bottoming tap. So that was in the set. So you can see the bottoming tap has a much steeper chamfer. This probably has a 10-degree chamfer. This one has a 45-degree chamfer. So what we're going to do is mount the handlebar somewhere, somehow, and drill a hole and tap the hole on both ends of the handlebar. Here's my trusty old Bridgeport. And mounting the handlebar represents its own challenge. You can see this is 600-700 millimeters long. I'd say about, you know, 2.5 feet, and it's long and skinny, and I cannot mount it on the table or to the table in the way that it would be accessible by the head. What I can do is basically bring the head out this way and mount it at the end, but the ram on my Bridgeport is pretty rusty. I tried that once in the past. It's not something I want to do. So what we're going to do is we are going to set this up on the lathe. Here's my lathe, and I have these BXA type tool holders. As you can see, here's one large tool holder. And what I did is I cut a piece of aluminum, which I can use as a shim, and then sandwich the handlebar in the tool holder, you know, come back here, tighten up these screws, hope for the best, and just apply the cutting force slowly. So now I can put this in here, adjust the height so that the handlebar is in line with the lathe chuck, coming with the drill out a portion, and then come in with the tap and tap the hole. So that's what we'll attempt to do today. Well, the next stage is indicated across and up and down. So you can see I can adjust the height of the tool holder with this screw. And I can also adjust the cross travel to make sure that it's in line. So this cylinder is in line with the chuck. So let's look at the run out. I'm just gonna go and turn the chuck by hand. You can see it's within one division. So one division is 5/10, so that would be around 10 microns. Now, in order to see if this is not crooked, I can move the carriage like so, and then turn it again, and you can see that the indicator is in the same position. So indeed, this is in line with the chuck. The tread size is M18 by 1.5, and it requires a 16.5 millimeter drill. I don't have that drill, but I have a 21/32 mil, which would be 16.67, so a little oversized. I'm going to use this chamfer tool, and that is going to help a lot with the tapping. Got a spring-loaded center installed, and I'm just going to go and lube up the tap. So as you can see, this is the normal tap, this is not the bottoming one. Just add some lubrication. Now the next problem is that I don't have a tapping wrench this big, so I'm just gonna go and use a 11 millimeter wrench, and we'll see how it goes. Well, as you can see, the tapping operation was successful. So let's see if the bolt is gonna go in. It's a little loose, so it's definitely looser than the previous one, but that is the tap. And again, I checked the bolt size and the pitch, and it came out M18 by 1.5, and you can see it's pretty loose, but I think it's gonna work. Well, here's the other side. As you can see, it has knurling on it, so I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to indicate it. I'm just gonna go and swap out, you know, this side for that, and basically use the same setup and try to tap it. This is one of those projects that I'm never gonna do one like this ever again. So you can see the other side is installed. This is the knurled side, and I put in the chamfering tool, and I'm just gonna go and drive this in and turn this around and see if it's cutting evenly, which looks like it is cutting evenly on top and down. This essentially is the same size as the other one. There's like a 1/10 of a millimeter difference, and I pushed it this side, you know, all the way until it bumps. So I'm just gonna roll with that. There's this weird thing about the threads and the fasteners. For example, if you look an M5 with 0.8 millimeter. That's pretty much the same as I think number 8 and 32 pitch. And I was hesitant when I was selecting this tap. I wanted to make sure that I get the right size tap, which this is a right size tap. But I think when it comes to standards, China might be running some different numbers, or maybe they have something else in their minds about standards and tolerances. I did some measurements on this tap and I looked it up in the machinist handbook, and it was within tolerance. But as you can see, it's cutting a thread that is pretty sloppy. I didn't want a power tap because this is a tube. It's pretty thick walled, and you can see here I'm holding with 3 bolts, and I was afraid if I'm power tapping and this happens to slip, it will screw up the finish on it, and I don't know how much of this is gonna be visible. So let's see if this size is gonna work too. As you can see, the bolt goes in completely. So here's the final result. You can see it's pretty sloppy. It's not a nice thread, but hopefully it will do the job. It's got like 6 or 7 thread engagements, so even when this bolt is tightened, it's not gonna pull out the threads. And I just wanted to show you, this is the original one. When I drive it in, this is also sloppy. Not as much, but it's sloppy. Why don't we do a comparison, right? When it comes to sloppiness. So this is the new one that I just cut, and this is the original one. So the original one has a little bit less sloppiness. I thought that the job is not completely done. It needs a little embellishment. So my friend is gonna be stoked about it. I think that's the original purpose of this bolt. There you go, streamers. Nice little streamers. Got one for the other side. You know, 4th of July is coming, so who knows. Maybe he's gonna put these on. Just ride the streets. See where the wind is blowing from. Hope you guys like that. That will be a wrap for today. Cutting threads for a motorcycle handlebar. One of a lifetime event. See you next time. Bye.